Hello, hello Permesa, Bolly.id viewers. Saya kembali lagi. Jangan khawatir ya, Jakarta lagi mendung, gak enak, anginnya dingin. Tetapi jangan, santai-santai aja. Stay home aja ya, jangan keluar dari rumah dan jangan lupa makan Lady A cheesecake biar lebih feel happy lagi. Hari ini guest kita dari ini yang part 3 harusnya dari seriesnya The Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives. Pertama kan kita dapat Mahip Kapoor, keduanya kita dapat Bhavna Pandey. Hari ini yang ketiga. Tapi sebelumnya, thank you dulu ke Tiara Mirchandani. Thank you. Special thanks for the flyer. And special thanks to Mahip Kapoor for making this happen, for helping me out. And may I call now on Seema Khan. Hi, Seema.
Hi,
How are you?
Aruna. How are you?
Okay, good. You're looking very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you.
I love your makeup.
Thank you. Myself.
Anyway, hope Bombay's okay.
Yes, it's fine. We are luckily, I think our numbers are quite low, controlled, and people are recovering. I think the recovery rate is really high. And I really haven't heard of too many people, getting COVID off late. So that's a good sign. Yeah.
Okay. But is it hustling and bustling already, or everybody's still at home?
It is, but people are being quite mindful, and that's good. It's. I mean, I can tell like the whole vibe is we're being very mindful, and people are being safe, and they're following the rules, and so it's going back to normal slowly, slowly. This is the new normal.
Oh, that's nice. Good news to hear that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Seema, I've been checking on your background all over internet. But today I was shocked when I heard that you're the same like me. My Hindi is not good.
Yeah.
Where were you born?
I was born in Mumbai. My Hindi is not bad, but it's not Shuddh Hindi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about yourself, your background, how you grew up, where did you grow up?
So I am a Sobo girl. I was born in Bombay, born and brought up in Bombay. Um, I lived in a nuclear family. We were a nuclear family. My parents and my two siblings. I have a younger sister and a younger brother, and we're an extremely, extremely tight knit family. And like, there's nothing we don't know about each other. We're like, it's like I think we know too much. We're constantly in touch, and yeah, I'm completely blessed. I have two boys. My older son is 20, and my younger one is 9. And yeah, he was studying in New York, but
Okay.
he's back now because of the pandemic. So we're in a bit of a transition phase right now with him. And my younger one is in the 3rd grade and homeschooling, which I am now become a teacher with
Wow.
him.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
I've gone
So,
back.
okay. So how did you end up in the industry? How did you meet Sohail? Sohail. Sorry.
Uh, so, actually, it's a funny story. I met Sohail at Bhavna's engagement in Delhi because I am related to Bhavna's husband, Chunky. So,
Okay. Oh.
yeah, we're family. I've actually grown up. All my holidays have been in Bhavna's house. Chunky's mom is my Masi. So I've actually grown up there. So
Uh-huh.
I met Sohail at their engagement when I had gone to Delhi. Yeah,
Oh my God, small world.
yeah.
Okay, and then what happened? What was the reaction of your family?
It was a bit of a whirlwind situation.
Uh-huh.
And we met and we dated for like, I think it was about 3 months. And I think when you know, you just know. And we We got married pretty soon, yeah, in 3 months. And my parents were initially very apprehensive, and they
Mm-hmm.
were like, it's a completely different world for me, because I've grown up in a very structured family with a lot of rules, and discipline was very high up on the list. Both my parents, it's like I had to be home 7:30, meet 7:30. Going out at night was allowed once a month, and my dad used to say your deadline from 12, we made it 12:30, and by the time I was 22, my deadline was 1 o'clock, and I had to come home 5 minutes to one, but not 5 minutes post one. So I had a very strict and disciplined upbringing. So for me, when I got married, it was like freedom like that, because it was such a you know uh, life was totally different, and there were everybody was like doing their own thing, and you're coming in, there were so many people in and out of the house, and it was a completely different world to mine. There were no timings, and that took a little bit of time to adjust to, because obviously my surrounding was totally different, but it was great fun. I had a blast. Yeah.
Okay, but how was it you? How did you adjust to becoming a Bollywood wife, especially with with an extended family? Was there any difference between where you came from and then you went to the Khan family? And
Yeah, I mean, of course, it was very different to where I came from. The only Bollywood I was exposed to was because of Chunky. I mean, I spent all my holidays there, so I used to see a lot of Bollywood there. He used to have the parties at that point in time. So I've attended all those parties. That was my limited exposure to Bollywood. But the thing is that in when I got married, I was so young, and it was more like I was just having a good time. We were traveling so much, and Bollywood, I mean, I really didn't find it very different or very hard. It was just a lot of people. There were a lot of people. I met so many different types of people, and I was always a very shy kind. So I kind of kept to my own corner. Yeah, but it was a different world, and they're very welcoming. The whole
Mhm.
family, and the whole setup and all was very welcoming. So I never really felt uncomfortable at any point. No one allowed me to feel uncomfortable.
So were you also living in this like same house? Two, three
Yes.
families joined.
Yeah, initially when I got married, I stayed with my in-laws for 5 years. So it
Uh-huh.
was a, big house, and, my in-laws house is like an open house. You can come and go. There's always food for everybody, and whoever joins in the dining table, if there's lunch and you come in, please sit down, eat, have lunch or have dinner. So it was like they're very large-hearted people and very warm people. So in their house, in that house, you never felt like a guest. So
Okay.
it was like every time I stepped out of my room, I met someone new. It was like that. Every time I didn't know, every day I would meet new people, and it was like everyone sat together for lunch and sat together for dinner and sat together for chai, and it was like um, let me tell you, like one big party.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. How did you cope with that?
Uh, you, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a different world, and it was, it was so exciting, and it was so, at the same time, everyone was so warm that it's like, you're having your friends over, and you're constantly having your friends over, and you're chatting. So imagine that multiplied by like 100. It was like that.
What
Yeah.
about
So
the
only thing that, it there was, honestly, I adjusted pretty easily. I never really had a problem. I, in fact, enjoyed it.
Okay, and did you ever see the glamour part of it? Since you're
Uh,
this, how did you cope with that?
uh, when you say glamour, I mean, glamorous. There were parties, of course, and there were stars at the party, so that was the glamour bit. But there was no coping from my side as such, because everybody's close friends. So it was not like, like, okay, it's the stars on one side and your fans on one side. It wasn't like that. So
Okay.
the only thing that for me, I think initially that was different was that I was very used to routine. I kind of didn't have a routine at that point. As in, I was also waking up at odd hours. I used to wake up really late and sleep really late. And I think you're having guests over all the time, every night, every day you have guests over. So I think that was the only thing that was different, really different in my life. But like I said, I was so young. I was like, I had just turned 22. So for me, it was all new and exciting. I was too busy having a good time.
So, was there anything you didn't like in about it, about that part?
Mm, I like it was just maybe like by the end of the week, if I was tired, like if it happened the whole, it happened like 3 4 5 days in a row, then I'd just quickly go to my mother's house, stay for one day, sleep for 24 hours and come back. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's nice. Okay, your son is a teenager now, Nirvan. I mean, not teenagers, over 20. Sorry.
So,
So, does he have an interest in getting into the industry?
look, the thing is now he's born and brought up in a film family. I mean, it's like you're asking me like if you're a doctor's son will want to be a doctor. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
you're born and brought up in a film family. So he's very young now. He wants to do. He's got so many ideas in his head. He's studying filmmaking, but
Okay.
I had the opportunity and I was given the freedom to choose what I want to do with my life. And that's what I wanted for my child. Like, I feel like I always tell Nirvan that whatever it is you decide to do in your life, just make sure you give it your 100%. If you give it your 100% and you work hard, I will support you no matter what. So that is my attitude. At the moment, he's very young to have made a concrete decision. You know how boys are. Boys are not as evolved as girls at the age of 20. They're still
Correct.
having fun. So these are his years to have fun, and I'm sure he'll do something in the film line only. I mean, that's what he's born and brought up in.
Okay.
So whatever he chooses to do, I'll support him.
Okay. What about your youngest son?
Work very hard, and he has to start at the bottom. Yeah,
That's true. In the industry, you
yeah,
have to do that.
has
Um,
to.
what about your youngest son?
My younger son is too little. He's what we call a fulchari. He's very naughty. He's very loud. When he talks, the whole of Pali Hill can hear him. He's very, very naughty, but at the same time, he's very brainy. He's the other side of my son, very academic.
Okay.
And yeah, he's too busy in his school and his classes, and he's very only 9.
Has that Khan name affected him? I mean, both your kids, do they get special treatment, or do they go to schools where it's just for the
Not,
actress?
oh, no, no, no. They go to school where they're normal. They hang out with normal kids. They are not, see, for me, my children, I always tell them your last name, where you're coming from, you have privileges. We are all blessed. I mean, I am beyond blessed in so many ways. But it's very important that my boys are just good human beings. At the end of the day, I try to teach them kindness and empathy and manners. For me, those are really the top of the list for me as priorities. Everything else will follow. And privileges also. My children are very budgeted. They are very disciplined. I do not give in to them, and this is a known fact. Anybody who knows me will know they have to work hard. Nirvan had to work very hard to get his first phone or first iPad, and it was always my hand me down. It was never a new gadget or a new thing. It's they have to learn the importance and the value of money, and how how difficult it is to earn, and how you have to earn your things. You give me the grades, or there were deals we made, but values because that's the way I've been brought up. So the values that I've tried to teach my kids, even my son, like he's even really into designer wear, but now he's 20, but when he was getting into it, his 18th birthday, I said, okay, your first pair of like designer sneakers, or things like that. Even for my younger one, Johan, he's been asking me, I want a PS4, I want a PS4. I'm like, no, you're too young. Do you know how much a PS4 costs? So like, you know what? Not right now. When you're responsible, when you get me good grades, you show me what you're going to do what mama says, then I will get it for you. It has to be an occasion. You can't just get a gift out of the blue. It has to be an occasion.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
very
So
good.
these are little things like your manners. If he doesn't say hello to somebody, these are little things that I'm very particular about with my boys.
Okay, that's very nice. But wait, let's go back to you. How did you end up becoming a fashion designer?
I have been interested in fashion ever since I can remember. I mean, I must have been 6 or 7 when I was so into what I wear, and my siblings will vouch for me. We went on family vacations every year in the summer, and they hated me till date. They ragged me because I was always given my budget was always more than theirs, because my budget was contributed to my wardrobe. So,
Okay.
I've always been into fashion. Like, I cannot tell you since when. Like, I think even my mom said, I think when my sister was born and I was going to the hospital, I remember I was so into these fancy clips and colorful clips. I put the whole box on my head. My mother I was so I was 6 years old, 6.5, and she's like, "What have you done?" And I coordinated my outfit and all the clips. So I've been into fashion and since I was a baby. And then I mean I gradually you know I didn't. I'm not. I'm self-taught. So my dad was a garment manufacturer. Actually, he supplied to the Far East. So I started going to his office and playing with all his surplus fabrics, and I would make like 10 outfits and call like everybody home, and sell them like a little pocket money, and things like that. And everybody loved it. It started doing so well that from there, for me, there was no looking back. I started supplying to stores, and then but for me, a garment, I'm not, at the same time, I'm not like a part of any rat race, or I'm not that. For me, ambition is all about, it's my creativity that takes precedence here. Like for me, I'm anal about my garments. I'm like, I go down to the last detail, and I like to add that little finishing touch, and I like to make the beads and the tassels, and that touch for me gives me more joy. And my pop-ups, where I go from city to city and I do pop-ups and I interact with the clients, and just, that is more fulfilling for me than anything. But I think I'd like to say I like to work, and I like to work at my pace. Like when I want to travel, when I want to take a break, I can. Like when my kids were born, I took a break, I came back. So I work at my own pace. I can't work like under pressure, like, oh, I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 collections in a year. I have to do this. I can't work like that.
Okay. But you're a fashion designer. You've been with the Khan family over the years. Never went to acting. Never got into movies. How did you agree to do the serial, The Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives? How did you agree?
The thing is, this show is not acting at all. It's pure reality. So
Okay.
actually, when this show, the whole idea came about, I thought it's never gonna happen. Like for me, it was a joke because we were all on this flight, and I remember Karan was looking at us, and the four of us were behaving mad like we usually do. It was a little turbulent, so I was very busy praying, and Neelam was very busy eating, and it was just four of us and him, and I think Gauri was there. I don't remember correctly, and he was looking at us. We were all, we are such distinctive personalities, but when we're together, there's so much noise and fun and chaos that surrounds us, that he's like, the world has to see this, and I'm like, okay, whatever, it's a joke. And
Uh,
then it a month later, he said, no, I'm serious. And I thought to myself, I still didn't believe it. I said, हाँ देखा जाएगा, होते time लगता है, we'll see. Like I put it in my head, I thought this is not gonna happen. And we shot a pilot in May, and the actual shoot started in November. So I think I had a bit of a prep time. And when I did the pilot, I realized also that I had already told the director and all. I said, listen, if you're going to say action and cut, I'm running. This opposite the door there, I'll be gone. I said, I can't do this. It's not me. And I said, now what will I say? What will I do? But it was daunting. But those cameras are rolling for so long that you can't pretend. Like 5 minutes you can be conscious, but for hours you can't be conscious. Eventually, like, forget it now. Like, you are what you are. In my head, like, now forget it. Now I fired this bullet. Let it land where it has to land. Forget it. So, I actually just went into it winging it. To be honestly, I winged the whole thing. I didn't really attach so much of thought process. For me, it was fun. I just wanted to make sure that my kids were okay with it. I didn't want to be insensitive. We decided as a group, we don't want to be insensitive to anyone at all. That was not, our thing. Our whole aim was to just have a good laugh. And my son also, younger one is too little. But in advance he said, Mama, who gets an opportunity like this? It's not even work. You're working with your 4 best friends. You all are 4 of your 3 best friends. And, it's an adventure. I thought, kuch nahi, to at least I would have made some memories. I never in my wildest dreams thought it would get the reaction it got today. I'm telling you, I felt so overwhelmed, especially with the women out there that connected. I feel so blessed, and I'm like so thankful that it's very difficult to articulate it into words, but it's just a feeling of gratitude that I feel, it's like my life has changed totally. Yeah. And it was like, whatever it was scary at first. You're putting yourself up there for judgment. You're putting your life out there. But it turned out really beautifully. And I think at the end of the day, we achieved what we wanted to. To be honest, we've had a blast. Everyone, even the crew, all of us we become such good friends. And, the atmosphere was never work, to be honest. It was an adventure, literally. And who gets to live this adventure now when you're in your 40s? Life is set. You know what you're doing. You know what path you're taking. You don't really think of, changing your line of work or anything like that. This was never work. I thought it'll be a one-time thing. I'll do it. I'll have a blast. And that's my personality. I don't attach so much of thought process. I nothing in my life goes according to plan, by the way. I thrive in chaos. There is, like, my producer, Nisha, she laughs at me. She's look at me and say, there is some method to your madness, because I'm actually a very impulsive, spontaneous person, and I have no filter whatsoever. No filter. I need to learn how to hold back and be diplomatic, but I just say it like it is. So I said, chalo, theek hai, I'll have a good time. And that's what we did.
Okay, but what was the best thing you liked about the show?
I can't pick out one thing that I can say about the whole show that I liked. Like I said, the whole in totality, it was so much fun for me. Every day has left an impression. And if I were to pick out one thing, maybe I pick out the paratriking, because it's true. I am petrified of heights. Okay. And when I looked at that thing, you all are seeing it imagine after 1-2 hours of footage, 3 minutes comes up. It took them 1 hour to convince me, and how I have gone on that thing, I only know. I've never even sat on a giant wheel. I couldn't. I was delirious. When I went up there, I was delirious, literally. But that I think I'll never forget. Because again, if you take me and you'll tell me, I went to Goa recently with my kids, and they were like, let's go parasailing. I said, forget it. I'm not going up there. Chance. Forget it. I'm staying on Mother Earth. Yeah.
Okay.
But
And mm,
yeah, I think if I were to pick out one thing, it would be that.
okay. And what was the least you didn't like about it?
The least. Mm, there's nothing I really detested about or didn't like about the show. The getting ready part was a bit, although I loved doing it, but that getting ready part of it, I think, was, you know,
Too
that I
long?
too not too long. To me, me, it's like if I get ready one day, then you have to give me a week's gap. Can't get ready. Like if there are two parties or two occasions, either I'll end up with I'll arrive in sneakers with,
Uh,
you know, I'm not a makeup person and all that. I'll arrive with that sneaker on or whatever. If I get ready for that one party, then it's that one party. Then second time I'll make an excuse. So this,
okay.
I love doing it. I'm vain as F. I
Uh,
am vain as F. I love all of this, but you have to give me breaks. If I do it once, leave me alone. So I think that was the only thing that was challenging for me, was waking up. When we went to Doha, I remember we had to wake up at like 3 and 4 in the morning, and everyone knows that I need my 8 hours sleep. So they were busy ordering their wine. I'm like, shut up, put on my eye mask at 8 o'clock. I said, I'm counting the hours: 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many hours will I get? That was a bit challenging for me, opening my eyes and functioning in the morning.
okay. And what about you're a fashion designer? Did you give tips for the wardrobe there? For
Yeah,
the
uh, definitely the girls keep coming to me. But we had Mahip and I had one stylist, and the other two had another stylist. Bhavna and Neelam had another stylist.
Mhm.
So of course, they already had chosen their outfit, but they always they're always coming to me for advice. Like, does the hair look okay like this, like this? But I'll tell you a secret. I was most interested in myself because I was, but they know this also. Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. That was at girly, but it was fun getting ready together and, giving style tips and helping them out. It was fun.
Okay.
Who doesn't like a
And
girl?
sorry.
I said, who doesn't like a girl's holiday? It was one long girl's holiday.
And was there any experience in the show which gave you the touch of enlightenment, which gave you that one step ahead kind of a knowledge that you really learned something, I mean, what did you learn from the whole process of the series? From the shooting, dialogues, maybe makeup, maybe wardrobe.
You know, uh, the one thing, see, the thing is, the show definitely made me feel liberated in many ways. But there's one thing that I learned is there's nothing you can't do if you don't put your mind to it and you don't open your mind to it. And I think that it also takes a lot of guts. I It made me realize that I am actually a very withdrawn, shy person. You have to actually get to know me to see this side of me. It's like, when people are there are, many people have said to me that when we see you at a party, you come across as a total bitch. I'm like, that I'm not a bitch. I'm
Huh.
just withdrawn. Unless I don't know you, I
Okay.
can come across as quite snobby, but that's not my intention. So to step out of your comfort zone, I didn't realize I had it in me. And I think that is something that I have learned, has been a revelation about myself, that you can, I have come out of my comfort zone. I'm more evolved than I was even a year back or 2 years back.
Mhm.
So I think that has been
So
a
I
learn.
I guess your three friends must have helped you get
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who are you without your girl tribe? Every girl needs their girl tribe. They need their support system. They need that, your girls to go to for anything and everything. And I think that that's what pulls you through life. It doesn't matter if you're 6 years old or 60 years old. A girl needs her girl tribe. So, in that respect, they've also really helped me to, come out of my so-called shell, like i I often tend to be. Yeah.
And how? What do you think has kept your relationship, the four of you, glued together over these years?
So look, the foundation of any girl tribe is loyalty, I think. Fierce loyalty. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is what keeps you together, is that feeling. It has to be your safe zone. It has to be somewhere you can, it has to be your people that you can fall back on. You can, go to for anything and everything without really thinking, without the fear of judgment. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is what keeps a friendship together. And also, to reach a point in a friendship like this cannot happen overnight. It cannot happen in like 1, 2, and 3 years. It takes, I think you have to, it's a graph, right? When you are on a journey with your friends, you see lots of highs and lows, you weather a lot of storms. It's not the good times, it's the rough times that brings you to this point. And I think that being there for each other, relying on each other, um, that loyalty, that is what has brought us to this point. And I consider myself supremely blessed to have such women in my life. I have some solid, rock solid friends. I mean, I'm beyond blessed. So
How
I
would
think
you?
that
Sorry,
is what,
continue.
yeah, I said, so I think that is what's brought us, to this point.
Okay. And how would you differentiate yourself with them? And by the way, you and Bhavna are in-laws. Like you're the cousin sister of Chunky,
Yeah,
correct?
I'm
So-
actually, when I said Bhavna's, Chunky's mother and my nani, our sister
Oh,
passed now a year ago, but they are sisters. But
okay.
so my mom was the only girl. She was like the sister of the family, and I was very, very close to my Masi, Chunky's mom. So,
Okay.
I was, that's how we're related. So she's actually my aunt, but I
Yeah.
don't call her. Yeah.
So how would you differentiate yourself from them?
Uh, Differentiate.
From Bhavna, from Mahip, from Neelam?
In what way? Differentiate in what way? I'm sorry.
Personality wise?
Uh, we have very different personalities. I mean, Bhavna is the more, she thinks things through. She's the more practical, um, you know, uh, uh, she's also very, she knows what to say when, she knows how to handle situations. She's the more practical one. She's the thinker. She's the, that. Neelam as a personality is more the guard. For her, she's very proper, she's very guarded. It's difficult to see another side to Neelam. She's also another person. When you get to know her, you can see her, her mad side, which I've seen a lot of, by the way. Mahip is that fierce person. She just takes over the conversation, and she's, she's like a very dynamic kind of a personality. And me, I am that filter free, moophat, like you say, person. I have zero filter. I will say it like it. So I'm actually the, the entertainment of the group, I would say. Get me to provide entertainment. So I think that is our personalities. I'm the mad one. Like, they never know what I'm going to say when. So it's like we have four very distinct personalities.
Okay.
So much fun, because when you get together and these personalities clash, you can imagine what all happens.
Yeah. And while the shooting was going on, which of the three ladies irritated you the most?
Irritated me. Uh, Honestly, I don't let anyone really. No, I can't say anyone really irritated me. At different points, everyone irritated everyone. Everyone got on each other's nerves at some point, but it was very like in passing.
Mm.
So, no, we were too busy. having fun, or then, there was no, like, except for that one fight, of course, that Bhavna and I had, which was on the show, which was not staged, by the way. It was very, very real. I think it was just a build up of the last few months, irritation. And like I said, I to have no filter. You one word and I can, there's no, I also don't give myself warning. I just like a pressure cooker. But it was like that, like a pressure cooker, you erupt, and then that's what friendship is about. The next day you're fine.
Okay. There
But
are
no,
four of you. Sorry?
no one really irritated me like that. No.
Okay. There are four of you. Is there such thing like you're closest to, one of the three of them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a hidden fact that Mahip and I are very, very close. She,
Okay.
she and I are very, very close. Like, I mean, we talk on a regular basis. We lean on each other for everything. We share, you know, our lives with each other, and we kind of, I think, balance each other out. So yeah, it's no secret. And I are very, very close.
Okay. And what would you advise women on a long-lasting friendship?
Loyalty. That's what I would say. I say be it's loyalty. Be there for the small things. When you're with each other for the small things, and especially I would say, what, not even in the, be there for each other at your low points. It's That's what speaks volumes of your relationship with people, is when you're with people at their lowest. So I think that that's what, and I think, you have to, there's so much that goes in, you have to agree to disagree, you have to be able to fight and get over it. Communication, you just, and I think all of what I'm saying stems from trust and loyalty. I think that is the foundation of, you know without loyalty and trust, without any judgment. Yeah.
During the pandemic, I mean, it's still on here.
Yeah.
I hardly meet my friends, and sometimes you feel you lose touch, because you
Yeah.
don't meet, and the Zoom calls you can't last more than a few minutes. How did you guys manage in the pandemic? Like, did you feel that you lost touch because you're not meeting each other, and how,
uh
how did you manage?
you know I I mean, thanks to technology today, you can stay in touch in so many ways. We have our group chats, so we're constantly in touch on that. We do our WhatsApp calls. I think Zoom became like a trend during this pandemic, and I think we had like a every 3-4 days we had like our Zoom meetings where all of us would meet, and on occasions, Mahip's birthday, I think a lot of our birthdays came during lockdown, not mine. Lockdown happened straight after my birthday, but so we were meeting on, seeing each other on Zoom and stuff. But it's not like that kind of a friendship where you talk every single day. You've reached that level of comfort that even if you're not in touch with someone for like 10 days or 2 weeks, when you talk to the person, you pick up where you left off. And I am actually like that, a big loner also. Like, I need everyone, all my friends know this about me, that I need to drop off the face of the earth for some time. I go AWOL on everyone for a bit, and then I come back. So for me, it suited me just fine. Yeah. I go into like this self isolation when I come back, but that's just the way I am, and they all know this about me. Yeah.
Okay. And what was your reaction with regards to the pandemic? How did you react to it? How did you cope with it? Has it
Uh,
changed your mindset?
Yeah, definitely. Initially, I'm a very hyper person by nature, and I also suffer from anxiety. So initially, I was getting these, pangs, and I was very hyper, and I was actually, for me, the anticipation of what was going to happen was killing me more than the situation I was in itself. But I guess with time I learned, it was my sister moved in with me with her daughter, and my niece Tara's also, and Johan, my son, are like a year apart, so they're like siblings, as in twins. They cannot be separated. So that kept us busy, constantly at them, and the online schooling. And I found something to do. I was busy pottering around the house. I was watching a lot of Netflix. I was working out a lot because I was like venting my frustration, you know, the anxiety in my head with the exercise bit of it. But, I think what it's taught all of us, because I think unanimously, as it's a global thing, everyone has suffered. It's not just, I'm not saying everyone's degree has been different, but everyone has suffered in this last 1 year. It's to concentrate on little things. You kind of realize that what takes priority in your life. You learn. I went through this phase where I became a little emotional with all my friends. I still am. I became emotional with the people in my life, and I started, it gives you time to think and reflect that what it is in your life that is important, and what it is that you can, disregard. We give so much of relevance to things that are really not important in life. Also, that I think even this thing of you don't need that much. Also, you realize that also, that you actually don't need that much. It's kind of, it's a self correction. I felt like it was someone hit reset for, it's just like that. So, and I would like to say that at the end of it, if anything, what's most important today is for people to, you know, just be kind, and empathy. I think empathy is something everyone needs to learn, and be empathetic, because you don't know what the next person is going through. And you say it's a saying, but actually you don't know what the other person is going through, or how the other person is dealing. So I think that through this whole thing, it's just about being kind to one another, being more, attentive, and actually acknowledging each other. I think that is what it's kind of, it made me realize. Definitely, it's like you took a, you take a jharu. You literally take a jharu and you clean, and you, like, you know what I'm saying, you take the crap out of your life, and you concentrate, and you realize. And anyway, I'm a very positive person. I always look at my glass half full rather than half empty. I mean, I make the most with what I have. You make the most with what you've been dealt. So that's just my attitude. So it's definitely changed me as a person. I think it would be fair to say that it changed everybody to some degree. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And what message would you like to share to the world regarding your positive experiences during the lockdown? Did you
Uh,
come up
Message to
the world? I mean, what did you have anything positive which came into your life, which you started doing because this is thanks to the pandemic, thanks to lockdown, you came up with another thing, like maybe, better designs, your fashion, you're a fashion designer. Did you come up with a lockdown design or, you know?
no, honestly, that to the contrary, my creativity was just um, it was like it was block, because I was concentrating on there was so much else going on in my head, and there was so much there was it was like it was scrambling for thought, anticipation of what it was going to, how, what it's going to be like. And you've not experienced such a thing. It was fear and worry for the children. I mean, you have a 9-year-old at home. This is not life, thinking that what this is going to do to my child, what is it going to do to my 20-year-old. These are his years to be living his life, living it up in university. It's a life experience that you get only once in your life. These are those years. These years he has is not going to come back. So the worry that he's not going to imagine, his thought process, how is he dealing with this. So I think I didn't have time, to be honest, to concentrate on work or be creative. I was more focused on how this is going to affect them, and to keep them sane. My son was having temper tantrums. He was also, wanting to get out and, meet his friends. And um, at the end of it all, I also realized one thing is concentrate on yourself also. Like sometimes, you get so caught up and life is actually become so fast. Everything has become so fast paced. You're constantly thinking, and as a woman especially, you're multitasking, right? Every woman out there multitask. If you're a mother, that's it. Your one part of your brain is occupied by your children, no matter how old you are. No matter where, once you have a child, it's like that, and you are multitasking, right? As a woman, so you sometimes you don't give yourself enough time to really reflect and think. And I think that the one thing I learned is also to kind of understand. And if you are not happy, I realized if I am not happy, I cannot make the people around me happy. So that is something also that I realized, that concentrate on yourself as well. I know it sounds selfish, but it's the truth. Like if you don't internalize and come to terms and peace with yourself, and you're not content from inside and you're not happy, you can't make everybody else happy. So give yourself a break, give yourself some time. And I just want to say that my message to everybody is just be kind. I saw a lot of negativity in the whole of 2020. We've seen so much of tragedy, and it's just everything from everywhere. Every day was just negative, negative, negative. I just feel, and also I realized people were becoming, I like when I'm reading, people were also becoming judgmental, and there were a lot of hate and nastiness out there. For what? I mean, for me, I just feel that people have to understand that the main thing is everyone needs to have empathy. That's all I want to say, to be honest. I think then that everything else falls into place. You apply that, and everything in your life falls into place.
Okay, very nice, very nice, Seema. I think
Right.
that's about it with that question. You're also in a hurry.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna have a Bollywood? Are we gonna have a second season for the Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives? Is there gonna be a second season?
That question only Netflix can answer, but our fingers are crossed.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
looking forward,
Thank you.
and I hope you can have one episode here in Bali, just like you had in Doha.
Yeah, actually, I'm very familiar. I've been to Bali like maybe 10 times. My sister got
Huh?
married in Bali. My father actually lived in Jakarta for 20 years.
Huh?
Yeah,
Where? When?
so I
Where?
understand the language, and I came. I mean, I've been to Jakarta many, many, many times, and I'm dying to go back. Not for anything, because I think the best food in the world
Yeah.
is in Jakarta. The best.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. You're right.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you still remember the language?
I mean, of course, I know certain keywords. At that point, I knew a lot more because my dad speaks it fluently. But
Huh.
yeah, I'm very, very familiar with Indonesia, and it's one of my favorite countries. I mean, I've literally grown up there. We went there every year, and Bali was like a one stop every year. Like I think I've gone there 10 years in a row.
Wow. So your dad lived here, but you stayed in Bombay.
Yeah, we stayed in Bombay, but he was up and down. But he lived in Jakarta for like 25 years. Yeah. So maybe
He was working in a company here.
he had his own business.
Oh, okay. May I ask which one is this? Maybe we might be knowing.
Okay. I'm a goldfish like that. Forget things also very fast. I am known to be a goldfish. Uh, he was into garment. He was a garment manufacturer, but I don't know the company he set up there. What was the name correctly?
Okay. Okay.
I'll tell it to you. I'll
Wow.
text it to you.
That's amazing. I didn't know, I didn't know all this.
Yeah. So I was actually, when you told me that, I said I must tell you that I'm very familiar. Yeah.
Okay. And okay, which Indonesian words do you remember?
When we were kids, we used to laugh because susu means milk. But I don't think all three of us, my brother or my sister or me, will ever forget. But I know, like I am is chicken, and I know that. So like a few words I kind of know. Like when my dad used to talk on the phone and all, little bit I can comprehend.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah,
And but can your dad still speak?
yeah. Once you live there, like, and you communicate that language, I mean, it stays with you, now. He can.
Yeah.
He very.
Okay.
He still
So
goes
you oh he
time.
still comes back here.
Yeah.
So you come and visit us when you're back. Come
There,
along with him.
I've actually done an exhibition also twice in Jakarta. Yeah.
Really? Here? With whom? With whom were you
Her name is Roshni.
oh La Roche.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How
Yeah.
come I don't remember, Maybe
Years ago. I'm talking
oh,
about quite a few years ago. Yeah.
oh okay, yeah, yeah. She has a shop here for Indian outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She buys from me sometimes. She places orders with me.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's nice.
yeah.
Really, really nice to hear this.
Thank you.
Anyway, it was so nice talking to you, and I will really look forward, for you to come here.
Definitely. Hopefully soon. We all actually, my sister and brother and me are waiting. We actually want to go back. So soon we will plan a trip.
Hopefully, yeah, baby. Hopefully by November, December.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, nice talking to you,
Thanks so much.
and thank you for giving us time. Yeah.
No, no, thank you so much. This has been really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sampai Jumpa. You remember Sampai Jumpa?
No, now you're looking it with me. But yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thanks a million. And
thank-
guys, thank you so much, and hope to click the follow button. Please click the follow button, yeah, of Bolly.id. Thank
done.
you so much, Seema.
Okay, see you.
See
Bye.
you. Bye. Okay, viewers, thank you so much. Mudah-mudahan kita dapat wawancara lagi dari lain Bollywood artist. And hope to see you next week kalau ada yang bisa muncul. Thank you so much. Jangan lupa click the follow button. Follow, yeah. Hi, Seema. Hi, Mahip. Sorry. Mahip, I saw you. Thank you for watching. And thanks a lot to you, Mahip. We hope to see more Bollywood stars here, and see you all. Bye.